Libra rising. How you doing, Libra? This is your reading for the Scorpio new moon that is happening on the 1st of November 2024. This is Venus's day, and so Venus is going to be influencing it, and you are ruled by Venus. Hello and welcome. My name's Chloe. I work with card divination, astrology, and as you just heard, and as you can see, I channel multi-dimensional energies through my body, both in the form of physical and vocal light language. All of this brings in healing, attunement, and activation codes to the messages that come through. So I read for the rising signs. So for those of you who don't have Libra in the first house in your natal chart, look to what house it does fall in, look to the themes of that house, and you want to apply those themes along with all the other meaning you've got going on in the sign of Libra to the messages that come through. If you don't know your natal time of birth, just look to what you've got in Libra astrologically, and you want to apply all of that. It's as if that Libra energy will now energetically moved to the first house. So when I break down the astrology for the rising signs, that's too many. That's far too many. For the rising signs, you just have to apply your natal chart meaning on top of it. So there's going to be 3 piles. The first pile is going to be the most integrated and expansive intention of this new moon. Obviously, this is when we plant seeds in our unconscious realm, set intentions that unfold over the next 6 months. And so this is the overall theme of the intention of this moon for you, my lovely Libras. If you want a deeper understanding of what's going on, the collective reading is always the first reading that goes out. And that's where I break down, the astrology in way more detail. And that's how, and then it forms like an energetic frequency, a blueprint, right? A download that we're then all working with collectively. And so this is all on top of that. So if you want to pause this video, go watch that, come back. It'll just give you more space, because I'll touch on some of the astrology in this video, but I'm not going to go into it in the same detail. Also did a collective tarot reading, and that was pretty cool. Mostly Pentacles. This is all about building, right? Having we're having become stronger in our fixed emotional body, yeah, some channeled messages as well. So that's all in the collective reading, Libra. So where is this happening for you, Libra rising? I'll just touch on that, and I'll tell you what the other piles are going to be about. This is happening in your second house. This is your resources, your skills and your tools in order to bring in a regular income. And manifest, the way that you manifest. It is also the things that you value, as well as how you value yourself. Now, so often they can both be distorted. And if we don't value ourselves truly, madly, deeply. Sorry, I'm just pausing. I've got a cat in the room with me, and she is quite determined to climb every mountain, even if there is genuinely no space for her. So your second house, right? So often we cannot value ourselves, and that affects our skills and our tools and how we manifest. Sorry about that, Libra. I had to pause to gently coax the cat down, because there was no room. She would have destroyed quite a lot of things, and that would have been a shock for her. I do love letting her explore everywhere, but there are some times when you just got to step in, right? So this new moon is a new, fresh, new energy coming in the way that you value yourself, the way that you work with your skills and your tools, how you manifest the things that you care about, right? It's a very powerful house. It is, as I said, about your resources and your understanding of what they are, and that's fixed Scorpio energy, very powerful. powerful. So the second pile, so the first pile, let's recap, is going to be what is the most integrated and expansive intention of this moon for you, my lovely Libras, that will then unfold over the next 6 months. And pile 2 is how to work with it, how to amplify and facilitate that energy. Now, the reason why I tap into the most integrated and expansive frequency, right, is so you can kind of understand, same with the collective reading, is so you can kind of understand when there's a difficult situation, when you're a bit confused, you can apply that frequency to any situation, that perspective, and it can just sort of help give you some clarity, because it's my opinion that all of the formations come up in lots of different frequencies and can manifest in many different ways with the same archetypal intention. And so you're all going to have very different situations going on in your lives. And so this is just sort of more to help the collective get to the root of why this is going on and kind of trust in the process. So we're going to then have from this new deck, it was an early Christmas present for me, it's the Rainbow Brainskull Oracle. It's the first time I'm using it on this channel. It's got a skull on it, you know, the Scorpio's the death card. It was all very aligned, and so we're going to get 3 cards from that deck because this moon is happening just before the day after Halloween, All Hallows Eve, otherwise known as the cross-quarter fire festival of SAMHAIN. And when the veil is thin, right, the ancestors come through, the spirit realm comes through, and the fae. And those are going to be the 3 cards. What are your ancestors? What are the dead that are linked to you going to be saying, giving you a message? What is the overall spirit realm that is not so heavily linked into the ancestors trying to say to you? And then what is the fae? So those are going to be the 3 oracle cards, and I'll pull a couple of clarifiers right at the end from the First Light Tarot. It's Major Arcana and other keyword cards, just to sort of round up the overall message of this reading. So that's what's going on. So second house, so big value, big money, like how you bring in regular income, how you manifest, setting new intentions around that, liberating old wounds and helping you move forward into a stronger foundation. Now the sun and the moon aren't making very many aspects. They are in fact only making 1, and that is with Saturn over in the sign of Pisces, and that is in your 6th house of work, how you work, physical health and routines. It's also pets and co-workers, so it's funny that the pet that my cat, she's not really my pet, but you know what I mean, and I 100% she's a Libra sun as well. Aries rising, Libra sun. And so we've got that Saturn trine, and a trine is an aspect of Jupiter. It brings in elevation, wisdom, a deeper knowing, and with that comes confidence and a sense of flow and abundance and opportunities and a generosity of spirit. And so Saturn over in the 6th has been really helping you dedicate to your work, your physical health, your routines. It's retrograde at the moment, and for me it's all about bringing in the magical reality of Pisces into your foundational space, a re-understanding of your inner authority, right? Your inner commitment, your inner legacy, and your dedication to do the damn thing, right? And so Saturn is making trine to the sun and the moon of really you being able to put in the work with these new intentions, with the elevations of your skills. And this could see in the long term, more income coming in, more resources coming in because of your dedication to the 6th house with Saturn being there. And so that's the major aspect. Mercury is also in Scorpio. It's quite far away from the sun and the moon. I just saw the 10 of Swords in reverse, but it came with too many cards. So I just thought I'd let you know of like a release of perspective that have immobilized you, that have wounded you, and that might be to do with money, that might be to do with resources. We have so much shame around money when money's just treasure. So Mercury's in Scorpio, it's in the same sign, so it's still influencing the sun and the moon, and this is a heightened perception, your ability to pick up ideas, be very intuitively led. with the information around you in regards to your skills and your tools. I can see this is releasing a lot of wounds around self-value and really seeing the truth of the matter of you are valued, you are powerful, you are strong. And that's locked in for the next 6 months when it comes to your second house energy. And so you're going to get lots of ideas, lots of inspirations, potentially opportunities for new experiences. So we've got to move on to Mars, because that's it in terms of what's making aspect to the sun and the moon. And Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, and Mars is over in the sign of Cancer, and this means that they're in what's called mutual reception, right? They're in each other's realms. They're feedback looping between one another. They're feedback looping between your intuition and your motivation. And Cancer for you, Libra, is in your 10th house of your career, your life purpose. Life purpose doesn't have to be career, by the way. Career can just facilitate it. It's about your visibility, your reputation, how the big outside world sees you. It's also bosses, because there's an element of authority. It's where the sun was at its peak on the day that you were born. It's where the leaves of your natal chart tree are striving forwards towards the light, right? So that we've got Mars up in the sign of Cancer. So over the last, it's going to retrograde back into this sign. It's going to start the retrograde in Leo. You are revisiting, reworking your understanding of your life purpose, your career, right? And you're taking a lot of action around that. There may be more intuitively led decision making through your actions that you're doing that is activating a stronger sense of independence within yourself, as well as bringing a more nourishment around any blockages around visibility and reputation that you may have found, right? You're reassessing your motivation when it comes to your life purpose. And so we've got this beautiful grand water trine going on. Mars up in your 10th house of your life purpose, career and visibility. We've got Mercury over in your second house of your skills and tools, how you bring in regular income, how you value yourself. And then we have Neptune over with Saturn in Pisces, right? Neptune in Pisces is also retrograde, and this is about pulling back the veil that we do not live in a magical reality, that the universe doesn't have ultimate infinite abundance for us all, and we are all capable of the multitude of miracles, right? The non-rational curveball synchronistic energy of Pisces. And so we've had grand water trines for quite some time. We had with Mars, Venus and Saturn, and so that's where all the water signs were being activated. Then it was Mars, Venus and Neptune, and now it's Mars, Venus and Mercury. Mars, Mercury and Neptune. And so this is really the illumination around the big reveal with Neptune of seeing, processing and observing your reality in regards to the miracles, in regards to the elevation of your spiritual dimension of the way that you work. Definitely a Neptune 6th house energy. I have Neptune in the 6th at 0 degrees of Capricorn. It is yeah. And so Mars up in the 10th of your actions that you're taking that are propelling you forward in your life path, a deeper sense of clarity around your own value, around the skills that you have, and the capacity to, as I say, bring in a higher level of spiritual meaning when it comes to the way that you work and the way that you take care of yourself. So all your work houses are being activated with this transit. Not only that, but Mars is opposite Pluto by degree, both at 29 degrees, and they are both squaring Juno over in your sign, Libra. Now we had this opposition with the Aries full moon, and now we're getting it again. Pluto is in your 4th house of your home, your roots, your foundations, your ancestors, both blood and soul lineage, your parental figures, the roof over your head, the things you do in private, right? It's the roots of your tree. And Pluto's there. I cannot recommend enough the Pluto and Capricorn transit series, particularly the oracle reading, just because what's going on with Pluto is phenomenal, because it's linked into what's going on with Neptune and Uranus. They're all making harmonious aspects with one another. They are the outer planets. They are in yin signs. They're going to be moving all into yang signs and doing the same thing. This is wild, by the way. So this is a fundamental shift of our archetypal perception of reality. And how we work with it. And our power of working with that. Pluto in Capricorn is its final leg. And so it's really recalibrating a deeper connection and transformation with your root id power, your magnetism in your home, transforming what you understand about your root system, bringing up resources from your ancestors, helping heal a lot of wounds. But it may have meant that there's been distorted power dynamics, right? And this came through in the Aries full moon as well, with that Mars opposition of we are recalibrating our understanding of conflict and how our understanding of working with distorted power energy. And we're now, as I say, moving beyond that, right? So Mars and Pluto are opposite one another in your 4th and your 10th house, and they are making a T-square. So the opposition, and then the 2 squares to Juno in your sign, Libra. Juno represents commitment, your ride or die. The release point of a T-square is the bottom of the T, is Juno. And so we have this deep commitment within you, your embodiment of self, right? Like a deep commitment to self that is in alignment with the power that you're growing in your 4th, in your root system, in your home, and the motivation and drive you have for your life purpose. Now, Libra, this is a phenomenal energy to sort of tie out the South Node moving through your sign. It's going to leave in January. You're really redeveloping your sense of self and really elevating who you are, what you want. And that Juno in Libra is a recalibration of your inner equilibrium, your inner truth, your inner power. So really powerful stuff that is then influencing what's going on with the 2nd house, which is how you value yourself, the things that you value. So anything that hasn't really been serving you, that 4th house energy, a lot of trauma can be stored there, because it's the ancestors and our parental figures, right? And our early years, and what does home and safety and security mean to us? So Pluto and Mars are really shaking up and being pulled back into Juno, into Libra, of like making sure this is in alignment with your embodiment of self. And that's all infusing with how you value yourself, right? How you understand your skills and tools, and the elevation of that, right? Any wounds around scarcity in the 4th, or people not getting the career that they wanted from your ancestors and parental figures, that may have impacted the way that you, actually the world is linking into you because of these deep wounds. This is all going to be, we're going to be shifting some of this energy with this very powerful T-square. And as I said, Venus is Friday. Friday is Venus's day, and this is for the whole world, happening on a Friday. So the Venus energy over in Sagittarius is influencing what's going on here with this moon. So in the collective reading, there were lots of pentacles, like mostly pentacles, as well as the Magician and the High Priestess. And it's something about what's being released, what's being and then elevated with this new moon in Scorpio, this fixed water, right? Water is one of the most powerful and weirdest elements in the universe. It's able to bring about life. And all those pentacles is like what's coming through with this moon is going to be able for us to build, right, from a very Venusian energy of abundance. Right, all the cards are out. I'm just gonna, the energies that I work with are, I'm just gonna put these in right order. Cannot remember what's, oh yes, I can remember what's at the bottom deck. So we've then got the Fae, the overall spirit realm, and your ancestors and what they have to say to you, what messages they want to tell you. Because the fact that this is happening just after that energy on the 31st of October, when the moon is balsamic, and this is when we do deep clearing, deep purging. Talk about this in the collective reading. This moon is phenomenal. So, what is the most integrated and expansive intention for my lovely Libras of this new moon? We have the 5 of Swords in reverse, the Page of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and the Empress. Hello, Venus. She's coming out for you, Libra. She is your ruler. So the 5 of Swords in reverse. This is, for me, the most difficult card in tarot. This is about winning at all costs, being gleeful that others have lost, the bully and the victim cycle that we all find ourselves within. What has this figure won, though? They've won the 3 of Swords. They've won heartbreak, heart discordian energy, right? So this is about domination, subjugation. So often the bully was the victim, and that's why it's a cycle, well, often a spiral. It's about competition. It's about conflict. Right, this can be externally, or this can be you and your mind, right? And how you perceive your own values, perceive your skills, your resources. It may have been just felt like whenever you got some resources, some feeling stability, feeling safe, feeling good, feeling opulent, that someone or situation would come along and just destroy all of that, right? But it also can be perspectives, right? As I said, this can be about, with that fourth house energy, of power dynamics, where there was always conflict, where you're always feeling like insecure and not stable. So all you're sort of creating is stability rather than thriving. Ishali diala diala moduela. Or battles that have gone on with the ancestors, where they've, you know, had resources or they've taken resources, and all that kind of conflict energy. Anyway, it's in reverse. Love this. So this is saying there's going to be a release of conflict, perhaps in your mind, about how you perceive yourself, how you understand your own value, as well as overall conflict with how you manifest and create in the world, and how you really elevate that perspective beyond conflict. Conflict's been a thing that we're working with. I think I mentioned it already, from that Aries full moon, of like really looking at things from a different perspective, and that's because of all the amazing work that's been going on in Libra. We then have the Page of Swords. So this is an awareness of this shift, right? The Page of Swords for me is the time traveler, the timeline cruncher. They're looking to the past, but it's swords, so it can be a really objective, right? It's not really in the emotional body. They're looking to the past, their body's in the present, but it's facing towards the future. So this is a real acknowledgement of with this shift of this being in reverse, of you being able to look back on the past with more objectivity, right, rather than falling back into this framework, right, and really being able to understand the wisdom of what's come through all of those processes. Because when cards come up in reverse for a new moon, it means that they've been in the upright, right? It means that this is the new beginning, and this is allowing you to bring in a higher perspective that is then recalibrating you to where you're headed in the future by allowing yourself to be present in the moment. It's making me want to turn over the bottom of the deck, and then we got the Queen of Cups, which I love. She is serenity herself, right? She's turning into the ocean. She's also very psychic. She can see really far into the future, but she's not in a fear state. So it's not about fearing that this is going to come back again. This feels like a closure energy that's helping you come up with new ideas. And when I say new, they were always inherent within you moving forward. That's in alignment with nourishing and nurturing your skills, your tools, your sense of value, your sense of self, very caring energy come in at the bottom of that deck. But also it's yin energy, yin, feminine. It cultivates, it brings nuance and depth. So I love that that's showing up for a new moon in your second house of your skills and your tools, really saying you're going to be having the energy around you to really commit to elevating them with love and kindness. We then have the Three of Wands, and this is the Sun in Aries. So for some of you, this might be linked into embarking on a new adventure with new clients, right? The seventh house can be clients as well as business partners, as well as working with a long-term lover, right? Or source shows up in the seventh, or a friend. Embarking on a new journey in union, where with your skills and your tools, maybe coming to like a new business venture or the next stage of it anyway. Aside from the Aries energy, this is fire. This is your instincts, your motivations, your drive, your passion, your courage, right? Your determination. And this figure is standing on top of a cliff. They're really confident in the new journey that they're doing, because they know they're always going to do the best that they can. So it feels like a big release is coming through around perspective. It's allowing you to be, this Sun in Aries, very confident in their own value, confident in who they are, and that you're taking new steps into this new frequency around elevating, right? They're on top of the cliff, your skills, your tools, the way that you manifest, the way that you value yourself and the things that you value. And then we've got the Empress. This is cool. This is so cool. So this is pure creation energy, pure fertility. This Venus, she wants you to feel good in the 3D world. She's holding the golden scepter. So there's a real sense of you getting very creative and very passionate and having lots of fertile frequencies around you as you build your resources, as you build your skills and tools. Remember Saturn, that dedication to commitment to the work, putting in the work. Mars, Mercury and Neptune, all fulfilling a new frequency around how you perceive your motivations, your drive, the information around you. It's very abundant and very creative. Now, how to amplify and work with this energy? We have the Tower in reverse, the Sun, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. So really strong energy coming in. Now the Tower in reverse, I feel there's two messages that's coming through with this. It's one, pulling down internal structures that no longer serve you. Because if you look at the Tower, for me, the Five of Swords is the most difficult card, not the Tower. This Tower is a brilliant card because it's pulling down the nonsense, right? It's pulling down the surface level stuff, leaving your foundations really strong. So there's something here around internal pulling down of just parts of your value system, how you understand your resources, your internal resources are getting cleared out because you're then building on stronger foundations. So one, it's saying observe that this process is going to happen. And it's also, the second message is to know that the big Tower moments, the disasters, the shock and awe of it all, this is passing. Right, this new moon is bringing in a level of calm, where you are going to be able to build with more stability. Then followed by the sun. And so again, with that Tower, is clearing space, is then revealing more energy for you to work with. This is all about freedom, illumination, a sense of calm. Oh, interesting, I said calm. We've got the inner child there being protected, riding through the journey of existence, illumination, vision, clarity. So there may be, this is calling you to focus on your skills and your tools and how you value yourself as your inner child, like truly loving yourself, as well as seeing very clearly about what you bring to the table. Stay in a open mindset, stay in a this isn't about looking to the past and getting stuck in those old cycles. This is about following the light. You see those sunflowers, they really know where to get all the illumination that they could possibly need. And so it's calling this practice of it. You may want to do some sun salutations to draw it and go, and at dawn and dusk, go look at the sun for a tiny amount of time. Please be respectful of your eyes and drawing that sun energy, or just setting the intention. Remember, the sun's just entered Scorpio. You've got a lot of vision and clarity going on over the next month, but it is calling you to focus on joy, focus on freedom, focus on liberation, away from old patterns, old habits. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles for me is stepping up to your own existence and enjoying it and putting in the hard work, right? The whistle while you work hard. This is the refinement leading towards mastery, right? And so it's calling you, put in that practice, refine your skills and tools, right? Refine your own value and your understanding of self. As I said, this card for me is stepping up to the plate to your own embodied existence, right? So often we can be quite neglectful of ourselves and what we're doing. And this is saying there's an energy around you to really facilitate that, right? And enjoy the process of the refinement rather than being impatient. Remember, this is a new moon of when's it coming, when's it happening, right? It's not about that. And then we've got the Ten of Cups, beautiful energy. And this is all about the externalization of your internal experience, right? Of alignment, right? Of when you start to note, this is calling you to look to the things that are shifting externally while you're doing this internal realignment. Because this is like those little things where there's, you wanted a particular fruit and you get to the shop and there's only one left, and that's what you wanted. And recognize that, celebrate that, celebrate those moments of outer alignment, because the universe is going to be winking at you. And also another message coming through is this understanding of what your hopes and your dreams are, of where you want to be headed, right? And perhaps do a mood board, a vision board, or imagine that that's already happening to you, and that you are just crunching that timeline through the practices that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, because you know that's already here. So bottom of the deck, from the Brainskull Rainbow, all the decks in the description box, by the way, we have, there is no such thing as the end, only the strangest change there has ever been. Wait, what? There's no such thing as the end, only the strangest change there has ever been, right? So this is the loop-de-loop, the constant flow of existence. Being an awareness is a never-ending mystery with no finale. Don't fear the end, it's only change. Don't fear change, it is never the end. Feel like this is that Five of Swords and that Tower, right? That you've gone through a lot of shifts and a lot of changes with that south node being in your sign, as well as other transits, that this is letting you know that your perspective around that is shifting, while gently nudging you to sort of be open to that change, and not fall back on the Five of Swords upright, or the Tower upright in like that catastrophizing energy. So your ancestors, what do they want to say to you? It's your own responsibility to expand instead of just contracting. I love this deck. It's kind of the words on the cards can often be kind of blunt, and it's got this skull. I really want to find out the natal chart of the author because it feels very scorpionic, as well as some other energy as well. But yeah, really enjoying using it for the Scorpio readings. Many will try to convince you to stay small, but very few will encourage you to grow. Only you are in charge of becoming big. Are you really doing what you want, or are you keeping yourself small? This is big energy tied in again with that Five of Swords, right? And that Pluto-Mars opposition, especially Pluto in the fourth house, of, as I was saying, like things that we learn in our early years that then limit us, wounds from this is from the ancestors. It feels like it's that they're saying, if you allow yourself to expand, right, instead of just contracting, step into that framework. You are the ancestors are supporting you, and you're doing a lot of healing with the ancestors. It's almost like they're kind of sidestepping, that you don't have to connect to them, you don't have to worry about it, you just got to focus on you and expand in your own way. And it's scary, sometimes it's really scary to change. I love that. Okay, what has the overall spirit realm got to say to you? Death is just one character I play. My real name is change. So we've got some very similar theme cards around change. Remember that Three of Wands is embarking on a new journey. Expansion and change around how you value yourself, your skills and your tools, your how you manifest, and the things that you value, right? Also, often the things that we value, if we don't value ourselves, are distorted, and they just recreate the patterns of our lack of value, and this does not feel like that. Nothing ever truly dies. Don't be sad that it's over, be glad that it happened. Every event to ever take place is written on the fabric of space-time, so nothing is ever really gone. The needle of the record player moves forward because it's time for the next part of the song. Libra. Final card from the Fae. Okay, there's no words on this one. Let me pull this up. Number 15. I'm trying to figure out, like, build, like, okay. I'm gonna, they're facing in the other direction. Take a break from cheering and jeering at the circus. Okay, I would never have got that. Haven't you noticed that it's always been this way? No one is forcing you to participate. You can always step outside and do something else. Take a break from the cheering and jeering at the circus. So there's something about outside dynamics. This feels more kind of social conditioning, collective conditioning, falling into old patterns rather than holding on to your own energy. And this is calling you to, you know, the fray of the universe, right? The chaos, the conflict, the mockery, I mean, circuses are fun, but there's this, what I'm really feeling is this sense of needing to get into your own energy, right? And not entangle yourself with what's going on externally at the moment. That's going to really help you get into this space, right? Right. Two clarifiers. I thought that. So first up, we've got portal, passageways, big portal energy here, and then we've got the Emperor, obviously. Order, logic, stability, plans, right? So you are getting into your Emperor energy. You are getting into your power. But it's saying stay away from all the nonsense, right? Okay, you'll know what isn't nonsense when you're aware of it, and just know you can center yourself, step out of it, let that happen, and find a new way of navigating and expanding rather than contracting by surrounding by being the nonsense. Okay, Libra, what a reading. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it resonated. If it did, don't forget to hit that like button, leave me an emoji, a comment. I love to hear from you. If you want a personal reading, my details are everywhere. Be good to yourselves, be good to those around you. The oracle reading will be done after the All 12 Signs series. And most importantly, stay well until we meet again.